Well, it happened again. Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark had another moment here. Now everybody has an opinion on it. I don't know if people watch the game, but Caitlin Clark, national TV, CBS, standalone, noon Eastern on Sunday. You got the sports world there watching, or at least the opportunity to see it. A couple of weeks ago it was on ABC, so you got a national audience there. And then all of a sudden, everybody has an opinion. So Caitlin Clark is driving to the hoop, and Angel Reese, trying to block the shot, ends up hitting Caitlin Clark in the head or going across her face. Now, Angel Reese's teammate blocked the shot, and everybody thought, well, here we go again. Now, Angel Reese doesn't like Caitlin Clark. You have to factor that in, I think, or people have factored that in, I should say, that is she doing this? Would she have done this to somebody else? I don't know that. Do I think it's a basketball move? I do. I mean, it was poor defense on her part to let Caitlin Clark beat her, and she had a bad angle, went try to block it, and was not even close to blocking it. And then, her forearm came down and hit Caitlin Clark. And everybody kind of said, Caitlin Clark has taken the high road, and she said it is what it is. I mean, it's a hard foul. Should it have been upgraded to a flagrant? I understand. Now, you can't factor in that Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese don't have a good relationship, and Angel Reese has mocked Caitlin Clark, has roughed up Caitlin Clark a couple of times, but that shouldn't factor in if it's a flagrant one or not. Can you call it? Yes. Did they upgrade it? Yes. But this is what people are going to take. They're going to take just that play there. Caitlin Clark played well. The Fever won. They're doing okay. That's, she's had 2 of her last 3 games have been pretty good. And I said that she needed to have a little bit of time off, some rest, and you would see they would be playing their best basketball at the end of the year. And that's what's going to happen with Caitlin Clark. And they're going to play against Chicago in 2 weeks. Now you have a rivalry here. Angel Reese wants to be Draymond Green. She's more Dylan Brooks. Like, she's trying to be an instigator. She goes out of her way to criticize Caitlin Clark. So if you factor all of this in, that's when people have opinions that aren't basketball related. I'm watching it. I think that Angel Reese has been very good this year. Angel Reese stays in the news. If Angel Reese was going into the WNBA and Caitlin Clark, no one would care. She'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, that woman's really good on the offensive boards. I mean, that's really what she is. She's really, really good offensive rebounder. She's a double-double every game, and doing it in her rookie season. But it's her comments that preferential treatment for Caitlin, then that's when everybody starts to factor in. Is it white versus black? Jealousy. The WNBA just doesn't like Caitlin Clark. They're all envious of her, everything that she gets. Like, I understand there's all these storylines here. I try to keep it to what I see on the floor. The basketball part of this. Kennedy Carter hip checking her, I would have ejected her from the game. It's not a basketball play. Is it physical? Yes. Does Caitlin flop? Yes. Are they tired of seeing that where you draw these fouls in college, you're not going to get those in the WNBA? All of that. Then you had the Olympic snub. She wasn't snubbed. Now, I still think she'll end up on the team. I don't think it's the best thing for her because she won't play. So when people say, oh, you missed an opportunity, she'd be growing the game. She wouldn't be because she wouldn't be playing. If you're the 12th person on the roster, how much are you going to play? Unless it's in blowouts, and now you're going to put her in. I just don't know if she's going to be welcomed on that team. I think they want her to earn it. And if you look at some of these players, I mean, it took Kelsey Plum, 4 years? She wasn't good. She was the all-time leading scorer in college, and then she came out. She averaged like 8 points. Sabrina Ionescu. You had to get acclimated to the league, and I think that's what the players want. You have to kind of earn your way. And do I think she's one of the 12 best players? She's not. And I said that. And I've said it before, and I'll continue to say it. It doesn't mean that she won't be. She's just not right now. But everybody had an opinion on Angel Reese. And Angel Reese is stirring this up. So while she doesn't, Angel Reese always comes off as the victim. And she's leaning into being, the bad guy. Here she is post-game.
For inside, I think we were playing really hard. I think we went up really strong a lot of times and we didn't get a lot of calls. And going back and looking at the film, I've seen a lot of calls that weren't made. I guess some people got a special whistle.
All right, special whistle. She's referring to Caitlin Clark. Look, this is business. She's creating business. If you watch her play, there's nothing exciting about her game. There's nothing that stands out. She's just a really good, solid player. But there's no signature. There's nothing about her game where you go, oh, my God, you see that? She just plays hard. And I commend her for that. But Caitlin got all of this exposure. She's getting endorsements because she's unique. It's like Steph Curry's unique. Tiger Woods' unique. Not everybody gets it just because, hey, I put in 10 years in the WNBA or the PGA Tour or the NBA. It doesn't work that way. It's supply and demand. Do they want to buy your shoes or do they not? Do they want to play your basketball? Do they want to play with a Wilson? I mean, that's what this is about. It's not, I'm better than her. Maybe you are, but that doesn't mean you get an endorsement. Hey, you're better than her. Does that mean somebody's going to buy your shoes? And the answer is no. Yes, Mark.
If you're the WNBA, are you happy with this press because this is better than no press at all?
Yeah. Yes. It's not always pretty. Social media, it's ugly. But people are kind of using Caitlin Clark for their agenda. And that's the unfortunate part of it. And she's damned if she does, damned if she doesn't. You have people in the media criticizing her. Why don't you stand up, take a stand? When Tiger and Michael Jordan never took a stand. I mean, Michael famously said Republicans buy tennis shoes as well. Tiger wasn't involved. People wanting to be involved politically. Maybe Caitlin Clark just wants to play basketball. She doesn't want to be a lightning rod. She wants her game to speak for herself. And for the most part, she's taken the high road with this. Angel Reese needs Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark does not need Angel Reese. We notice Angel Reese when she plays against Caitlin Clark. No other time. I mean, you might accidentally go, oh, so that's the woman. That's it. So maybe Caitlin gets some joy out of this by the end of the season. They're not a really good team, not even a good team, but they're playing better, and she's playing better. Next year is when I want to see how she plays. And does she play differently? Yeah, Pauline.
I was watching the game with my daughters, and as soon as the play happens, it was not the biggest play in the world when Reese hit her in the head on the trying to block. But I knew it when I saw it. I was like, oh, man. The people, like you said, who are, I call them agenda opportunists. Mm-hmm. They see a play, and they use it, and they don't watch the game, and they use it as agenda to push whatever. And there's lots of different angles of this. I'm not going to get into all the different angles, but there's lots of them. And in every direction.
Yeah, race is certainly front and center here.
Yeah, and people use one play from a game they didn't watch to push something that's kind of real, but that play was not the biggest play of the world. It wasn't even the roughest play of the game.
It just, they don't like, Angel Reese doesn't like Caitlin Clark. Go back to when she won a national title. She didn't celebrate with her teammates. She mocked Caitlin Clark. So there's jealousy there. I certainly see that with her. I don't know about the league, but I do think that she's benefited. The WNBA has benefited from Caitlin Clark and the publicity. She's the one who has to answer these questions, though, after games.